All right. Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
And before we get started, we'd like to give our praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Bahashem, Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shah,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Chak
Baka,
Kodesh,
Kodash.
Yahweh, being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the word ignorantly and incorrectly calls God, Bahashem in the name, Yahweh Shai, the true name of the only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, who the word ignorantly and incorrectly calls Jesus Christ, Bahashem Chak Kodesh, in the name of the Holy Spirit. We like to give double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught us this truth. And peace, blessing, love, and salutations to those elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. May the blessing of election fall upon you and your household. To you we say Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
And tonight, this is the branch of the Kentucky Hebrew Israelite Church coming back at you tonight with another Shabbat lesson, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yasha B'Shem Chak B'Dash. And as you see the title, Russia warns of imminent nuclear explosions. Again, Russia warns of imminent nuclear explosion, and that's not clickbait. You know, this is actually coming from the Russian foreign minister. You know, they saying this and they pointed out that it's imminent. The last time we heard somebody say imminent, you know, the USA was saying it's imminent that Russia is going to invade Ukraine. You know, there was people like, people like, I don't know. You know, they might, and they saying, nah, they going this imminent. It's imminent. And then what do we see about a week or so later? Russia invades. So now we're hearing that word imminent again. You know, imminent meaning it's going to happen. Like there's no doubt about it. 100% is going to happen. Is what the Russian foreign minister is saying. That nuclear explosions are imminent, which they're talking about in Ukraine. And you know, we got a news clip, or we got a clip from Crux, as well as an article going into that. You know what Russia said, and you know, precepts backing it up, and Yahweh Zah, you know, time permitting, we bring out a couple more, you know, just headlines, just showing you that World War III is brewing and World War III is intensifying, man, because this is that time of for all these things to be fulfilled, for the prophecies to be fulfilled, and it's speaking, man, and it's not lying, as it says in Habakkuk 2 and 3. So without further ado, just hand it over to the brother, Lord willing, to be edifying, and also, you know, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom to the Akim or Akwat on the comment board, you know, and Shalom, Yabashim Shabbat.
Yeah. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom to any Aki and Wak on the comment board. All right. But yes, absolutely. You know, brother, if you can get that precept, just get straight to the point on Habakkuk 2 and 3. And also if you can get the precept in you know, Matthew the 24th chapter, where it says that Yahweh Shem Shah is going to speed up the time, because we are very, very close. You know, hey, if you knew for a fact that the world was going to end, and this whole, not that the earth was going to blow up like it got hit with the Death Star from Star Wars or anything, but if you knew that in 5 years or even 10 years that this current world system was going to not, there wasn't just going to be some new world order where it was, you know, a period of economic distress and maybe some wars here or there, but a complete and total devastation of the current world order. Everything was going to be turned upside down, or if you really understand, right side up. And there was going to be mass death, mass famine, natural disasters, all kinds of things that far exceed anything you've ever seen in the most far-fetched movie that's ever been put out by Hollywood. And if you knew that was going to happen in 5 years or even 10 years, would that be a long time? That'd be quick. That'd be that'd be coming quickly, right? Well, we as men of the Lord through the Spirit, you know, according to 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, starting at the 1st verse, measuring the time diligently, we believe it's going to, we're expecting and looking forward for it to be less than 5 years.
Right.
All right. Mm-hmm. You know, through the Spirit, you know, speaking as a man, we're not setting times, we're not setting dates, because we don't know like that. Yahweh Shah Masha said, no man know the date or the hour. He didn't even know. Okay. But nevertheless, we are to measure the time diligently, and we're to know when it's close. And you know, when I look at it and I perceive it in the spirit, I perceive that most likely we got single digit years, and you can count it on one hand with fingers to spare. Now we'll see what happens, but that's what I see, and that's what I'm looking for, right? And I think there's a lot of brothers that would share that same sentiment. A lot of good, solid brothers that share that same. Hey, it just, my phone. I don't know if y'all heard it, but my phone just chimed in on that. As I said, there's a lot of good brothers that share that same sentiment. Ting, just like that. The scriptures say that. The scriptures say that Yahweh Shema Shah speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. And we gotta make sure that we hear when Yahweh Shema Shah speaking to us, because I forget exactly the way it's worded, but I'm gonna paraphrase. His voice was not in the loud wind. His voice was not. He didn't speak in the loud wind. He didn't speak in the thunder. He didn't speak in all these. But his voice. But he spoke in a still small voice, or in a quiet voice. Right. Yahweh Shema Shah speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. And so, we are very, very close. So, bro, if you can bring out that Habakkuk 2 and 3, and then back it up with that Matthew 24 precept, Shah.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Right. What does it mean for prophecies? That's what it's talking about when it says the visions. It's talking about the prophecy. What does it mean that they're speaking? Okay. There's no prophecies that are embodied in a person that they can come up to you and shake your hand and speak to you. So what's it talking about? It's talking about that the prophecies are going to be happening, and they're going to be happening out in the open, and it's going to be happening in a manner and to a degree that you got to see it. You got to see it. Okay. Right. They have a saying that actions speak louder than words. You're applying for a job. You're applying for a job, and the company or the business that is hiring you, that is considering you, they looked at your resume, and they like what they saw. They did a phone interview with you, and they like what they heard. They invite you in for another in-person interview, but it's really just a formality. They already drooling over you. You got a couple of other options. So yeah, they look all right and everything, but you got a couple other options. Yet and still, they like what they saw. They like what they heard. They're drooling over you, and they bring you in for this formality of an interview. And what are they doing? They're gonna wine and dine you. They're gonna talk about how great. They're gonna put their best foot forward. They're gonna talk about how great the company is, where the company's going in the future. They're gonna talk about how awesome it is to work there, how much of the benefits. What are they doing? They are speaking to you.
Right.
They are speaking to you, not just with the words. I'm not even talking about the words. I'm talking about what all the things they do, how they treat you, what information they present to you. What they show you. They are speaking to you. What are they saying? They're saying, we want you on board. See? And the prophecies are speaking to us right now. Those that have eyes to see, whose eyes have been anointed with the eye salve and ears to hear, the prophecies are speaking and not lying. Right? What are the prophecies saying? The prophecies are saying this. We're at the end. This is it. The prophecies are saying, 1 Peter 4 and 7, the end of all things is at hand. Okay? Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that heareth and readeth the words of this prophecy, and keepeth those words that were written therein. For the time is at hand. We're in that time. That's what the prophecies are saying.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So yeah, hit it up with that Matthew 24 about Shah.
Kind, also Shabbat Shalom to the beloved brother Sagalah, Yabashah.
And Shabbat Shalom, Akia, Yahweh Shema Shabbarakatah, Baraki and Ra, La Akia Sagalah, Shalom.
This is Matthew 24 and verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be.
Yeah, so Salakia, we didn't even, I wasn't intending on making this point, but bro, what's the title of this lesson?
Slovakia. It says Russia warns of imminent nuclear explosions.
Russia warns of imminent nuclear explosions. Well, there are going to be nuclear explosions imminent, but whether or not the ones that Russia's referring to actually take place at the time in the time frame that they're saying, we're going to have to see. But is it hard to believe? Listen to what the brother just read in Matthew 24 and 21. Read it again, Brother Bashar.
Yep, it says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be."
Hey, well, I would think a couple of dirty nukes would fit along quite nicely with that. Would you? I think a couple of dirty nukes
Yep.
being detonated over that would fit the bill.
Yep,
Yeah.
cause chaos, mayhem.
Yeah.
Not just over in Ukraine, but that could the financial markets make the stocks go crazy and everything. Panic.
Yeah. Strike fear and terror in the hearts of these heathen.
Exactly. Right.
Okay. Let's continue, right?
Verse 22, Matthew 24 and 22. "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened."
But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. In other words, the Most High is going to make things happen very much faster than they normally would. Okay? Yes, that's a movie reference, okay? Sagalad knows about me and my movies, man. That's a movie reference from Age of Ultron, from Age of Ultron, I forget the dude's name, but he was like the arms dealer. And when Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch showed up, he was on the phone with somebody and he was pissed at him. And he was like, "You better send me my money," something like that. "You better send me my money, or the next missiles I send you are going to come very much faster." So that's my movie reference, all right? But hey, the Most High is making the prophecies happen very much faster, okay? Right. Things are unfolding. Haven't you noticed that every day there's major headlines that are happening? You go back 10 years, maybe even 5 years, and you might have one major eye-popping headline, maybe one every 2-3 months or something like that. You got multiple major eye-popping headlines, multiple ones every day. Why is that? Well, the brother just read it. What was that, the 22nd verse?
Yep.
Yeah, the Most High is shortening the time. Not only is the earth spinning faster, that's documented, okay? It's documented that the earth's spinning faster, the days are shorter. So, so time is moving faster in that regard. But the greatest application of this is that things that normally would have taken a much longer period of time to unfold on the world stage with geopolitics, the Most High is making things happen lightning fast. And he's just getting started. Okay? It's going to get faster. See?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
You got something, bro?
No, I was just you said the headlines, are just each and every day.
Yeah,
and, bring up headlines.
Yeah.
Like this one right here, it says, "Defiant Zelensky calls for World War III. If the Russians if the Russians hit me in Kiev, then the West must bomb the Kremlin."
Right. I forget. Yeah, and he came straight out and said to nuke Russia.
Yeah.
Right. He caught some heat for that, but he came out and said it.
Right. I think did he retract that statement?
His secretaries tried to, but nobody. Yeah. I mean, nobody bought that, man. Not even Elam. Elam was like, and his excuse is looking very weak. Nobody bought that because it was obvious that he meant exactly that.
Right.
Yeah. So if you got another precept, bro, you can bring that out. Otherwise, let's get that crux video, Bubba Show.
Yeah, we can get the crux. And so this is from Crux, published October 23rd, 2022. The year of Yabashim Shah year Yabashim Shah turning up. You're the turn up. And it says U.S. Army is here. 101st Airborne on Ukraine border as U.S. troops train for escalation with Russia.
Hey, pause it real quick, Baba Kushar. Bring up a map, Baba Kushar, and let's see where Romania is exactly in relation to Ukraine and Russia. Just so because it's talking about where they doing those drills and where they prepping and everything.
Right.
So we want to have a visual for that.
See if it'll.
I mean, you can if you got something good there, go ahead and use it. But you can also just go to Google Maps if you want to. Just put in Romania.
Yeah, this one is already right here, but I was trying to get the and there you go.
All right. Okay. Now I believe you got. Does Romania border Ukraine?
Yeah, right here.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because I'm driving, so I can't look at it too long. Right. All right. Now does it border Russia anywhere?
No.
It looks like no, it doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but it is right next to Ukraine, and Ukraine is what? What is Ukraine? That's the war zone.
Right.
So it borders the war zone, and it's key to see that. It's key to see that it borders the war zone, Ukraine, Moldova, and it's not very far from what? Crimea. Okay, you see Crimea over there on the right side of the screen and about the middle. Yep. Okay, so it's right. They're doing. When they went over there, the 101st Airborne went over there. They're on the border of Ukraine. They are on the border of the war zone, and the Crux video is going to tell you they're watching everything that's going on over there in Ukraine with the war closely.
Yep.
And then they are simulating the fighting that's going on between the Ukrainian forces and the Russian forces. They're simulating they're simulating the fighting that's going on so that when they join the fight, they're ready to go.
Right.
And that's what the Crux video is going to bring out. So now we got the visual. We see where Romania is in relation to Ukraine. Go ahead.
And I believe, right, I think the Crux video is going to bring it out, but I think like around here is a key port that Ukraine has, for like, shipping out items and stuff.
I think it's Odessa. It might be Odessa.
Yeah. I think it's the Crux video will bring it out.
Yeah. Hey, pause that, bro. Hey. Read that out, Bubba Shah.
This is from General John Lubas, Brigadier. Is that how you say it? Brigadier. Right.
Oh
here.
yeah, that's it. Brigadier General.
General John Lubas, Deputy Commander of the 101st Airborne Division. We're ready to defend every inch of NATO soil. We bring a unique capability from our air assault from our air assault capability. We're a light infantry force, but again, we bring that mobility with us for our aircraft and air assaults.
Now, I'm going to prove to you that whether they say Ukraine is part of NATO or not, it is.
Right.
They're treating it like it is, which means if they're treating it like it is, then it is. Even if they say, no, 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 we can't let you join NATO. The Ukraine's like, hey, let us join and expedite it. No, we can't do that exactly, yada, 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 yada. But that is exactly what the scenario is, because that's what they're treating them like. And I'm going to prove it to you. Because what did he say? We're ready to defend every inch of NATO soil. We're ready to defend every inch of NATO soil. Keep that in mind as the Crux video plays. And then we're going to put one. That's one. Or that's let's say that we're going to put two and two together. We're going to put one and one together and make two. That's one, and we're going to get another one. We're going to put those two together and make two, and you're going to see that, for all intents and purposes, man, Ukraine is already part of NATO. Let's let it roll, bro.
All right.
Hey, pause that, bro. Pause that. Nicknamed the what? Screaming Eagles. The 101st Airborne is trained to deploy on any battlefield in the world within hours. Now, I know if the Oxagalah is still on board, Oxagalah has a lot of experience. Oxagalah has experience with the 101st. He was sharing that with me. He has experience with these dudes. Probably was different personnel at the time, right? But he has experience with the 101st Airborne. And he was sharing with me that the number of hours is actually 24 hours. So within one day, just 24 hours, they can pretty much, they're supposed to be able to deploy anywhere on the battlefield. But let's get a quick precept in the book of Obadiah, because see, they're called the Screaming Eagles. Okay? And let's get a precept. I think I can't remember if it's verse 3 or 4. But I think it's verse 3. Yeah, let me see here.
3 and 4.
Yeah, yep, that's 3 and 4, Bob.
Obadiah, 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
That's the pride, man. That's the pride.
Right.
And you can link that up directly with Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, like the 5th verse. Okay, but let's keep going, because keep going. You got it.
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord Yahweh.
Right. It is in this man's spirit to always, use the eagle as a mascot. When he first came in the power as the Greeks, they used the eagle as a mascot. When they were in power as the Romans, they used the eagle as a mascot. And then now that they're in power as Rome 2.0, okay, America, Babylon the Great, hey, the eagle is the national bird. And here we see that they use the eagle for the nickname, so to speak, of this 101st Airborne, which is an elite fighting force, an elite division, and they call themselves the Screaming Eagles. Okay, all right, because it's in this man's spirit to identify with eagles. Okay, and this is not just coincidence in the scriptures, man. Now this is getting into getting into, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars. This is getting into his space stations and his satellites, his International Space Station and all that, and the satellites. But nevertheless, it is in their spirit to identify with the eagle. You know,
Right.
you got anything on that, Doc? If you don't, we can get back into the clip.
Yeah, we can get back into the clip.
Pause it, bro. The Most High is drawing out the Northern Army. Okay, he's drawing out the American forces, and every last one of them that goes over there is not coming back. And we fully believe and expect through the Spirit that pretty soon here, we don't know exactly when, but it can't be too far off. They're going to institute a draft.
Right.
They're going to institute a draft, and a lot of the men over here in America, a lot of the men of fighting age are going to get sent over there, and some of you women as well. And ain't none of you coming back. None of you. You know, unless the Most High intervenes, you know, and has you sent back on some type of a medical issue or something like that. You know, if you go over there and you don't get sent back on some type of a, some type of a issue that, well, you're not fit for fighting, you're not fit for service, then you ain't coming back.
Right.
All right.
What they call a Purple Heart. You get
injured. Yeah, you get injured. Yeah, you get injured. Something happened. Maybe whatever. Something happened for some reason. They got to send you back. The Most High intervenes. Outside of that, you ain't coming back. Right. These dudes not coming back.
Right. Okay? Because what it say right before, it said that the U.S. commander said that they're fully prepared to cross into Ukraine.
Yeah, it's gonna get. Yep, you got it, bro.
I was just gonna say, they're prepared, man, and it's only intensifying and brewing. If they do cross over to Ukraine, they're gonna need more fighting force, and they may need to implement a draft, because we know a draft is coming for sure before World War III goes all the way nuclear.
Right. The military as a whole has just been evaluated as weak. Okay. Right. It has. Okay. The Navy, weak. The Air Force, very weak. I believe the Army was evaluated as marginal. Okay. Marginal, which means, it's right on the border. Pretty, it's still kind of, where it's going to get the job done, but it's on the edge, marginal, right? And I think the only two areas that were strong was the Marine Corps and the nuclear capabilities. But even the nuclear capabilities are kind of marginal too, because a lot of the stuff's old, and they haven't, modernized it, But overall, the overall grade for the U.S. military was weak for the first time, man. For the first time, and not only that, all the forces, all the armed forces are struggling to meet their requirements for recruiting. All right. So what are they going to do? They're struggling. They've been evaluated as weak. They're struggling to meet the recruiting requirements, and they getting ready to go into war against Russia, China, and Iran. What you think they're going to do?
All right.
They're going to draft. They're going to put that draft into full effect. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see whether or not whether they try to call it something else. But everybody knows what it is. You can't call a draft something else. Everybody gonna know it's a draft, man. We're gonna call it conscription. We're not gonna call it a draft. We're gonna call it something else. No, it's a draft, man. They're gonna have to. This is the third World War, bro. This is a good time to bring out 9 and 12 and 11 and 14, and then we'll continue.
There's Revelation 9 and verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. Revelation 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Yeah, these woes are the world wars, man. No doubt about it. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. World War I, World War II, they're past, just like Revelation 9 and 12 and 11 and 14 said. Okay. World War III, the third woe, it exists and it's coming quickly. It's coming so quickly that it's here.
That's right.
And it's on the ramp up. It's rapidly ramping up. It's rapidly ramping up. Okay.
That's it.
As this Crux video is bringing up. You got it back, bro.
Con. And you see right here, they got some women right here on the 101st Airborne Division. I believe this is the 101st, right?
It's supposed to be. Yeah.
So they got some women right here ready to go too. Yeah, man. I think they're gonna have some women going over there too.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. They have tried. It's been unsuccessful so far, but they have tried. If I understand correctly, I know at least once, but I believe it's been multiple times they've tried to pass to have women drafted. If they're trying to do that, that's because they want to do it. Now,
Right.
when have you known Esau in his own kingdom to want to do something and to try to do it and they don't pass the first time or the second time and he quit and give up?
Right.
No, man. He's going to make it looks to me he's going to make that pass. It don't matter to him how many times he got to try to do it. He's going to make that pass. That's why I said, hey, a lot of the men of fighting age are going to get drafted and go over there. A lot of the men.
Yeah.
That's why it says what it says in Isaiah the 3rd chapter, the last couple of verses going into Isaiah 4 and 1, and also in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Okay. What does it say? Let's just get that real quick, bro. I can't remember what it calls the women there. I think it's not the daughters of Zion, but basically the women are going to weep having no bridegrooms, and basically the vast majority of the men are going to be drafted and sent over there in the war and die.
Right.
You're going to be left with the dregs of society. I mean, you're going to be left with the dregs. You're a bunch of Barabbases. And you're going to have to choose between Barabbas and a man of the Lord, because that's what's going to be left. Right. All the simps, all the middlemen are going to be drafted and sent over there and die. You got it, bro?
Yep. 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
Yeah, and since we got that, let's back it up with Isaiah the 3rd chapter, so like the last 2 verses. And then let's go right into Isaiah 4 and 1, and then we'll get back into the clip. Because you got to understand that it's all one thought. Just because there's a break with the chapter, doesn't mean that it's a new thought. Remember when the scriptures were written, there was no chapters and verses in it. Okay, this is all a continuous thought.
This is Isaiah 3 and 25.
And this is talking to the daughters of Zion. Right. You Israelite women, you so-called black women, Latino, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian women. Let's show them that, bro. Just read verse 16 first, and then jump down.
This is Isaiah 3 and verse 16. Moreover, the Lord Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
Yeah, you Israelite women.
Right.
So-called black, Latino, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian women. Go ahead.
And walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet.
Right. So this is talking to you. When we get down here, it's still all of that's for you. Right. Okay. And then we wrap up the 3rd chapter and go right into the 4th chapter with one continuous thought. This is all one thought.
Right.
One message. Go ahead.
Isaiah 3 and 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And
thy mighty in the what? And thy mighty in what?
And thy mighty in the war.
And thee war. You got to pay attention to that word, the.
Right.
Yeah. If you're going to call a war the war, what war would you call the war?
Right.
I mean, every other war would be like in a war, you know, or you said the war. Which war are you talking about? If you say the war, that can only be referring to World War III, because any other war you'd have to specify.
Right.
Okay, it has to be talking about World War III. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 26. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Right. And and you women are going to be tripping over yourselves to find a man of the Lord, an elect Israelite man of the Lord. Okay, because it's going to be a great time of tribulation, like the brother opened up with, such as never has been on the face of the earth. And you ain't gonna, and all the Captain Saberhoes, all the simptacular men are going to be, they're not going to be there. And the one, and some of those Captain Saberhoes and simptacular men are going to transform into Barabbases, you know, because they've been done wrong by you women. Right. The ones, you know, a lot of them going to get sent over to the war, but if there's any left, they're gonna die of famine. They're gonna die of the sword, and if any of them survive that, they probably going to turn into Barabbas. Right. And they liable to want to rape you then eat you. Okay, so the point we're making is, if you go back to the crux video, Baba Shah, is that all these men, they ain't coming back. Right. That's what Isaiah the 3rd chapter, the last like 24 and 25 or whatever it was, and 2nd Ezra 16 that the brother read a minute or two ago. That's what it's telling you. And this is just getting started. Hey, the Most High is drawing out the army of Babylon the Great.
True.
Go ahead, Doc. Hey, that's it, bro. That's it. Yep. That's it. Okay, go ahead and read that, Baba Shah.
It says U.S. commanders told CBS, a mainstream media, told CBS, if the fighting escalates or there's any attack on NATO, they are fully prepared to cross the border into Ukraine.
That's major. That's heavy.
Right.
That's major. Go ahead. You was about to say something.
I was going to say, and they're saying that they don't even have to, Russia don't even have to attack NATO. The only thing that has to happen is for the fighting to continue to escalate and to increase for them to be, you know, fully prepared to cross the border into Ukraine.
Right. Yeah, man. If the fighting escalates or there's any attack on NATO, well, you know what? They might get both, man. Right. Because they might get both. But I'd say the probability of Russia just attacking NATO first is moderate, because Russia, you know, they understand they might do that, but then again, they might not. They might wait for NATO to make the first move. Right. But for the fighting, the probability of the fighting escalating, that's extremely high. I mean, so basically what they're saying, man, look, do you realize how much logistics is involved in getting and mobilizing the 101st Airborne? How much logistics is involved, manpower, time, resources, and money? They are not going to do that unless they're expecting fully to engage. Right. And what did they tell? What did they tell CBS, which is mainstream media, like the brother pointed out? We are going to engage. Let me translate for you. We are going to enter this fight. That's a translation. If
Right.
the fighting's going to escalate, it's escalating every day. We are going to enter this fight. Okay? Who here, raise your hand if you believe the fighting is going to stay on the level that it's currently on. Man, it's been my goodness. I mean, you know, they blew up the bridge going to Crimea. They blew up the pipelines. Russia has Vladimir Putin has been ordering the bunkers to be prepared and for people to start moving into the. I mean, this
Come on, man.
What'd you say?
I said, come on, man. It's not that hard.
Right. It's continuously escalating.
Right.
You know, it's not like it escalates and then it should. Well, you know, you might be able to make that case, but it's like you could also make the case that escalation is continuous.
Yeah.
So what this U.S. commander is saying, and what America, Babylon the Great is saying, is we're getting ready to fight.
Right.
Go ahead, Doc.
And you would think it would be all over mainstream media. You know, you think that this would be the talk of the town. Like this is all they could talk about, but they ain't gonna talk about it. But they as soon and very soon they ain't gonna have no choice but to talk about it.
Right. Pause it, bro. Pause it. You don't think Russia sees that? Oh, they sent over this legendary elite fighting force. Okay, and they're like just a few miles away from the border where we're fighting the Ukrainians. Okay, they just wanted to get a front row seat. You know, maybe we should ship them some popcorn and slushies.
Right.
You know, so they can enjoy the show. They just over here to watch. You don't think Russia sees that, man? Okay, that's why I said that it's moderate. I mean, Russia might not wait. They might decide. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, man. Russia might be like, we just going to hit NATO first. You know we got homies. We know you know that we not going to be fighting this battle alone. You know. So, but anyway, we'll see this. We'll have to wait and see exactly how they move. But the point is that Russia sees this, man.
Yep.
Okay, it's constantly escalating. Yahweh Shema Shah is Yahweh of hosts. He's the Lord of hosts, man, and he's mustering the arm. He's mustering the hosts to the battle.
That's right.
You got it, bro. Yeah, pause it. I mean, man, how much more obvious and plain and blatant can you make this? The exercise they pulled up. I mean, you know, pulled up in less than a day, hours. They pulled up in hours, right on the border, just miles. Call hello, Yahweh Shema Shabbat Kadash, 44 minutes and 1 second, 144. Just miles away from the fighting. They watching the Russians like hawks, or I should say like eagles. Let's go with the eagles, you know. Eagles got very keen vision, you know. They watching them like eagles, right? And they're mimicking the fighting. Right. A Romanians, y'all gonna pretend to be the Russians, and we're gonna pretend to be us, and we're gonna hey, this is what the Russians did, you do that, and we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do.
Right.
You see? Isn't this obvious, man? Again, they went over there, and the full expectation, the full intention is to enter this fight.
Right.
It's blatant. You got it, bro. Yeah, stop. See? Yeah, that's just what I was saying. Hey, Crux is backing me up. The war games are a clear message to both Russia and to America's NATO allies that the U.S. Army is here. You got it, bro. Yep, that's it. That's what the brother was talking about. And like I said, it's Odessa, but also Mykolaiv. I guess that's how you pronounce that. But it's Odessa and Mykolaiv, those two key port cities.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Russia aims to cut off Ukraine's access to the sea by capturing those two port cities.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Then it shows you Romania right here,
Mm-hmm.
and Odessa and Mykolaiv. Says the NATO country of Romania is close to Kherson and the port cities that Kiev is protecting.
Right.
So they right there.
Yeah, and the fighting is very heavy in Kherson.
Yep.
Right. And you got to keep in mind that Russia annexed Kherson, so that fighting that's going on right there, they consider that, and they ain't bullshitting. They consider that to be fighting on Russian territory.
Right.
They consider that to be fighting on the land of Mother Russia. So that makes things, that escalates things to the serious category right there, to the a serious level.
Yeah.
It's one thing for Russia to be fighting a war outside of their own territory, but then it's a whole nother ballgame for them to be fighting a war in their territory, and that's how they see that.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
You got it, bro.
Yeah.
What else we got on this, bro? Yeah, we good on it. We good on it.
Okay.
We can pull up on that one there. Let's get our precepts that we was going to get for this.
The face of Putin. So this is Joel 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. And that's what we're seeing right now. They starting the 101st Airborne Brigade, whatever you call them. They over there. They starting to get ready. They replicating exactly what's going on in Russia, and it's just the war is just continuing. The war drums are continuing to be louder and louder, man. It says, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what's happening. And you also see, we just went into Shabbat lesson, I believe, last week, going into what's Russia's ally. They gave not Bulgaria. They gave
talking about Belarus.
Yeah, Belarus. They gave Belarus nuclear weapons, and they saying, "Oh yeah, we got nuclear weapons too. What's up?" So Belarus is saying, "Hey, which is a weak nation, but they got nuclear weapons, so they strong now."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening, man. It's just continuing to intensify, man. You know, I say it every time because that's what's happening. It's intensifying, man. Little old Belarus that ain't good for nothing. Now they got nuclear weapons and they ready to battle. They ready to go. I believe Belarus also said that they ready. I can't remember the exact statement, but the prime minister or president, whatever they call him over there, he said that he's ready.
Yeah. They pretty much entered the war.
Yeah.
Openly.
Yeah. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening, man. And ultimately, they are going to gather, as it says in verse 12, into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat and receive their judgment from the Heavenly Father.
Mm-hmm.
Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Yahweh's judgment. For
Mhm.
there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. There's no escaping the judgment that the Heavenly Father is bringing upon this society, and especially the those heathen that got to fight against the Lord. The Lord's going to bring a very harsh judgment, man. And you see the river Euphrates is damn near dried up, man. You got
Right.
some little spots here and there of water, but for the most part, man, it's dried up.
Yeah, pursuant to the
Ready.
prophecy in the book of Revelation,
That's right.
preparing the way of the kings of the east.
Mm-hmm. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yashai, Barak Yahweh Yashai, he gave us the eyes to see and ears to hear. Yeah, to see and ears to hear, because it's plain, man, as it says in Daniel 12 and 10, as the ways of the Lord are plain unto the holy. Yeah, the wicked. Let me just
They yep, stumbling blocks into the wicked.
stumbling
Hmm.
blocks into the wicked. Daniel
Hmm.
12 and 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but
Hmm.
the wise shall understand. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yashai, we understand that this is that time, man. And what we're reading to you through these articles is prophecy, ramping up, speaking to you, telling you, like the brother said, at the beginning, we're at the end. We're at the end. Get ready. Prepare yourselves. You know that 5 years. 5 years left. What you gonna do? Like it says in 2 Peter 3, knowing that all these things shall be dissolved. What manner of person are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? We're at the end, man, and knowing that things are intensifying, knowing that things are ramping up, we got to go even harder and be more circumspect, knowing that we're at the end of all things. And that was the last precept that we had on that.
Yeah, we had the Revelation 9 too.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Revelation 9. It's like Revelation 9 and verse. Um, I get verse 15.
Hmm.
And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour.
Yeah, Salakia. And if you want to know what four angels is talking about, go to Revelation chapter 7, start at verse 1. And it's talking about those four angels. Go ahead.
Right. It says, and the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And it is set for a specific day, a specific time, a specific moment for this to happen, man. It's not going to happen before the Lord sanctions it, and it's not going to happen after the Lord sanctions it. It's going to happen on the very moment that the Lord sanctioned for this destruction to happen. And the third part of men being the Edomites, man, the Esau, because you got three parts. You got the one part, which is the seed of the wicked. You got this. You got the third second part, which is the seed of the chosen. You got the third part, which is the seed of men. The rest of the heathen nations, and the wicked being Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and the chosen being the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Hmm.
Verse 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And it's not talking about a literal army of horsemen, because if you send 200,000 horsemen to battle, literal army of horsemen, they're going to get blasted, man. They're not going to be able to survive. They may do a little damage, but to slay the third part of men, it's not going to work. That's a
Man,
metaphor.
it, 200,000 horsemen, literal horsemen, are not going to do a damn thing to one tank.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, it's metaphoric. Go
Right.
ahead.
Yeah, it's metaphoric for those ICBMs, those hypersonics, man. Those nuclear warheads that is going to be detonated over here in America. That's 200,000. You do 200,000 times 1,000. That's 200 million. Yes, we said 200 million nuclear warhead detonations over, not around the world. That's just in America. 200 million nuclear warhead detonations in America. That's overkill. That's what you call complete and utter desolation. All you need is one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, and one in the middle, and there you have it. It's through, but it's going to be overkill, man. 200 million.
Each one of those nuclear warheads is powerful enough to destroy any city here in America by itself.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't, and we, you know, if you counted up all the podunk USA little towns with 50 people in it, something like that, 500 people, 400, 350 people. If you counted even all of those, you scratching to get around 20 some thousand cities. Right. And that's counting the little ones. Like I told you, podunk USA. Okay. So right. That's a ridiculous number of nuclear warheads detonating here in this land. Yeah. And it's going to turn this land into complete. When John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos saw the vision, it looked like this was a lake, but instead of it being a lake of water, it was a lake of fire, and that's why he called it a lake of fire. He's talking about America, Babylon the Great, being completely and totally and utterly burnt with fire, engulfed in thermonuclear fire at the end of the Third World War, right as Yahushua HaMashiach is returning.
Right. And you have 200 million nuclear warhead detonations over in America. That's literally going to look like a lake of fire, because I don't think 3 could do it. Because you may have some fire here and there, but it's mostly going to be that blast that gets them, and that nuclear radiation. Now with 200 million, it's going to be fire everywhere, man.
It's just ridiculous, man. Yeah, that's each one of those puts off a massive shock wave that's radioactive and superheated, right. And highly it's moving at the speed of sound, and you're gonna be having them going in different directions. Right. I mean, it's just, man, that's gonna be a sight to see.
Yeah,
that's just gonna be a sight to see, man. Yeah, it's a sight to see and not experience.
Right. Right. Getting beamed up, seeing a missile go by you or something.
Yeah, just getting beamed up, getting that deliverance, man. But go ahead,
Yeah. And you want to continue on?
No, that's good on that. Let's go ahead and get the article.
So this is from War News 24/7. It is a Greek article, so you got translated from English to from Greek to English. Don't translate it from English to Greek. Published October 23rd, 2022, and it says in the final stretch, and we are in the final stretch. It says the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs informed 4 NATO countries of imminent nuclear explosion in Ukraine, and then France confirms American forces are getting ready. We just read that Joel 3. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. So it says the Russian Minister of Defense, Sugi, communicated twice in 3 days with his American counterpart, L. Austin, and then with the Ministry of Defense, Britain, France, and Turkey, informing them of the imminent use of a dirty nuclear bomb by the Ukrainian armed forces. It says Russian sources emphasize that Shugi informed the defense ministers of the USA, Turkey, and Britain and France about the seriousness of the situation. A dirty nuclear bomb can be transported by car and detonated at any time. Russian state media even report that Kiev has begun the practical implementation of this nightmarish plan, which means we are on the final stretch as analyzed in 2 articles by War News 24/7.
Bro, give me the 2nd Ezra chapter 16 precept, Baba Kusha.
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse you said 2nd Ezra 16.
Yeah, I believe it's second
Not
Ezra
the
6.
miseries. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Second Ezra 8.
Oh, second Ezra 8. Slocky. Right.
Yeah. This is second Ezra 8. And I looked and it's really just verse 50.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring that up, for sure.
Second Ezra 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. Why? Because they have walked in great pride.
Yeah. That's it right there, man. Okay. They've walked in great pride. Khan, call halal, Yahabashim Shabashim Kadash. I keep looking at the time, man. 1 hour, 44 minutes this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what's it talking about with them walking in great pride? Bro, give me Psalms, the second chapter. The second Psalm, rather. You know, they're not chapters, they're Psalms. Give me the second Psalm, Baba Kusha. This is what it's talking about. We just get the first few verses and then we'll get back into the article.
Psalm 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Yeah. What are these heathen? What are they up to? They thinking that they about to fight it out like it's gonna be a battle royale. You know, it's gonna be what they used to call it's gonna be a cage match. All the heathen nations get in there and may the best heathen nation win. And that heathen nation is gonna be at the top of they're gonna play king of the mountain and whatever heathen nation is at the top of the mountain is gonna rule in the next age to come.
Right, for the next
Okay.
500 years.
Yeah, nobody gives a damn about the true Israelites. They know who we are. The elites of these other nations know who we are. But
Right.
none of they don't give a damn. They ain't thinking anything about us.
Right.
I did hear Ishmael did say something about us in one of his pep rally videos. But
Yeah.
that's it. We ain't heard nothing else about it. He the only one I heard say something about it. He went public with it. It was in Iranian though, so you know the world didn't really hear it, you know. But they ain't thinking about us. Nobody's thinking, well, we want to rule, but you know, let's see if we can, you know, cut off or break off a little something for the Israelites. You know, they are the chosen people. Nobody's doing that.
They have been lied to.
Yeah, you know, it's about time. Maybe we'll do something, do a little something for them. I think it says somewhere in the Bible about it, whoever blesses them, that the Most High is gonna bless them. God's gonna bless them. If whoever blesses them, the Most High is gonna be,
Right.
So no, nobody's doing that, man. They're walking in great pride. They're not giving any heed whatsoever to thus saith Yahweh Shem Shah. None.
That's right.
You got it, bro.
Verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh and against his anointed, saying,
right, against his anointed, which is talking about Yahweh Shah Mashiach first and foremost, but also against the only begotten, because the Heavenly Father has an only begotten Son, but then he also has an only begotten as far as nations are concerned, which is the nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
See, so the rulers are taking counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, so yeah, on a micro level, that's talking about Yahweh Shah Mashiach first and foremost, but on a macro level or larger scale, it's talking about the nation of Israel, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. That is extremely prideful.
Yeah. Extremely.
That is extremely prideful. It's so prideful. You know, you see somebody do something so ridiculous that what does it make you do? I mean, it's so far out there. It's so far out in left field. This is so ridiculous. You didn't even see this coming. What's it make you do? It makes you laugh.
Right.
This is a joke. This is comical.
All right.
And that's exactly what the Most High did. You got it, verse 4, bro.
Verse 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision.
They're gonna be going back and forth, not knowing what to do,
Right.
not knowing which way to go. They're gonna be looking at each other like goofy, like, you know, they're gonna be. They ain't gonna have to say anything. They just gonna be looking at each other, walking back left, walking back right, you know, going forward, looking for. ain't got a clue, ain't got. That's derision, man.
Right.
You trying to scramble for something, but you have no clue what to do. This derision. Somebody look in your eyes, what do they see? Cluelessness.
Right.
But you still trying. That's derision, man. All right. Most High gonna be laughing at you.
Right. And then
Yeah.
yeah, somebody say some dumb shit and you just start laughing. And then once you start thinking, you're like, hold on, what did this dude just say? And then it starts making you mad.
Yeah.
Like it says in verse 5.
Yeah.
Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Great
Right.
miseries, man,
Right.
coming upon them.
Right. Yeah, that's enough on that.
Yep. So we read that second verse 8, going back into the article.
Mm-hmm.
It's reading, it says blowing up. Let's see what it said before. Yeah. It says one, blowing up the Kaya Dam, nuclear explosion in Nikolaev, entry of the 101st Airborne Division Screaming Eagles into Ukraine. I guess they're saying, the sequence of what is going to happen or what they think may happen. So first,
Right. Yep.
yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
So first they're going to blow Ukraine. Is what Russia's saying. Ukraine is going to blow up the dam. And then they also said that the dam blow up, that's going to cause a lot of deaths. Water 30
It's
feet.
it's gonna basically flood the Kherson region,
Yeah,
that
right.
province, because when it says Kherson Oblast and all that, that just means like a region or a province or it's like a county or a province or something like that, right? It's going to flood the Kherson region, which now is part of Russia, and in addition to that, it's going to affect that power plant in Kherson. No, not Kherson. Um, Shoot, I can't remember the name of the region that it's in. Karitsk. I can't remember the name of it right now. But that nuclear power plant, that one that's the biggest over there in Europe, it relies on that dam for cooling water. So if that dam gets blown up, you're gonna have major issues at that plant. That's very likely going to lead to a major radiological event. This is no joke. Zaporizhia. That's it. Zaporizhia. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is no joke. Blowing up that dam is no joke. Flooding of Kherson and a very high probability of a major radiological event at that power plant, which is an extremely large power plant.
Right. And it says the nuclear plant at Zaporizhia is not only the Europe's biggest, but among the 10 largest power plants in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was also built by the Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I believe Paul was saying, Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming, he was also saying that that dam, if that dam blows up, or the water is spewing out everywhere, the waves and stuff will be up to about 30 feet high.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, but it's going to be some serious flooding.
Yeah. So it says after the dam explodes, nuclear explosion in Nikolaev, and then after that, entry of the 101st Airborne Division Screaming Eagles into Ukraine. And the dam is not even that could be if these two happens, that could be in intensification, and which the commander said would be something that could happen, and that they'd be fully prepared to enter into Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things are intensifying, man.
Yeah. We cannot possibly have a lot of time left, man.
Right. And then so you got Russia saying that Russian media saying imminent nuclear explosion in Ukraine. They saying Ukraine's going to do the nuclear explosion. Then you got Ukraine saying no, Russia's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Going back and forth.
So what are they saying? They saying that it's going to happen.
Right.
And when it happens, we want you to think he did it.
Right.
But it's going to happen. That's what they're saying. Now we'll see. Okay, because we don't have a blow by blow, a play by play
Right.
We have the prophecies in the scriptures, so we know what's going to happen, but we don't have a blow by blow. So we'll see how it plays out.
Right.
But we know where it's going. Go ahead, Al.
It says Russia state media specifically reported there are reports that the Kiev regime is preparing a provocation on its soil regarding the detonation of a so-called dirty bomb or low-yield nuclear weapon. The purpose of the provocation is to accuse Russia of using weapons of mass destruction in the Ukrainian theater of operations and thereby launch a strong anti-Russian campaign in the world aimed at undermining confidence in Moscow.
That's why I just did a lesson series, and I think I might do one more part before I wrap it up. I haven't. I've been getting into other things for the past week, but it was entitled "It Takes a Devil to Know a Devil." And the Russians over there in the land of Gog and Magog, modern day Russia, they are devils as well. They are Edomites as well. And they know the tactics of their brethren, which are leading the West and that are controlling Ukraine. And that's the reason why they call them out on what they're going to do, because it takes a devil to know the devil, to know a devil. So that's why they call them out. They're saying, hey, look, this is what our intelligence now, whether, they're devils too, right? But they're devils that, basically they're in the mindset right now of trying to be honest devils. You can't have an honest devil, man. But they're in the mindset that they're honest devils right now, so they're trying to be forthcoming and honest about stuff and this and that. And but they know, but they're devils, and so they see the devilish ways, they see the deceitful ways, the conniving, scheming ways of their brethren, which are leading up the West, and they're calling them out on it.
Right. And I think that's really about. I'm looking through here. I think that's really about it. It's just through Russia. Calling Britain, France, Turkey.
Yeah.
Telling them, and also Russia is at DEFCON 2. Moscow shelters ordered.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all major. Let's get the precepts so we can wrap it up, bro.
That's right. This is Revelation 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Right. This is Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white man, generally speaking, all day, every day, and 6 times on Sunday, as they say. Okay? Because he is the rider on the red horse, because he is the red man. Going back to Genesis 25:25, and he's been blessed with the sword. Going back to Genesis 27 and 38:39, and since this man's been in power, there's been nothing but war on the earth. Right. Always constantly fighting in war and killing somewhere on this earth. Usually somewheres with an S, a lot of wheres, right? And just do the math. Since America has been established and founded as a nation, America has been involved in some war, some form of war. I want to say it's like 93 or 94% of the time it's been in existence. If that isn't the ride on the red horse, I don't know what is.
Right.
Got it, bro.
I was just looking up the I can't find it. But I was just looking up what how many times, how the percentage of America, but I have to do.
Yeah, it's not hard to find, but it's well into the 90s.
Yeah.
And the number is rising because America, come on, man. America's fighting right now. All right.
Right.
America's fighting right now, man. Mercenaries. You got mercenaries over there fighting in Ukraine. All they did was just take the flag of their country off.
Right.
You got American military generals, special forces over there training, over there doing the preparing the strategies, providing intelligence. Okay, but anyway, bro, go ahead.
Right. This is from January 9th, 2020. It says U.S. has been at war 225 out of the 243 years since 1776.
Yeah, you do the math, and it's well into the 90%. It's like 93, 94%, something like that.
Yeah. So this is it's Jeremiah 50 and 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have
Right,
laid a sea. Yep.
right, because America is the hammer of the whole earth, the nation that's always running up, and they usually try other tactics before. They don't usually lead off with running the military, but remember after that after that inside self-inflicted hit job called 911, 9/11, right? Um, what happened, man? America, had their wish list of nations to take down, and they lined them up and they started running through them. And Iran was on that list, but they didn't get to do Iran. They took out Libya, they took out Iraq, they took out, I think it was a couple of others as well. And then Iran was like, that was like gonna be the cherry on top, but they wasn't able to do that. The
Yep.
Mossad, slowed their roll and they couldn't do that.
Right.
Um, but they're the hammer of the whole earth, man. And they're about to be broken asunder.
That's right.
Okay? Yeah, they're about to be broken asunder, and they're about to be. Hey, read Ezekiel 35, man. How it talks about how the Most High is going to make Mount Seir most desolate.
Mm-hmm.
You got it, bro.
Verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou
Right.
art found.
That's that pride, the pride of their heart, the pride of thine heart that deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock. He's saying, "Who shall take me down?" Okay, they should be able to see, man, that they biting off way more than they can chew.
Right.
They should see that the men of the Lord are out on the highways and hedges, and that the Most High has it out for them. They should be able to see that it is ridiculous for them to think that they can go up against Russia and go up against China and go up against Iran, all of which are have nuclear power, nuclear
Right.
capabilities. That is, even if Iran doesn't say they have it yet. Okay, let alone to go up against all of them simultaneously and including their allies, because it's not just going to be Russia. It's not just going to be Iran. It's not just going to be China. They're going to be joined together and their allies like North Korea. All right. Like, yeah, well, that's a major one right there. But you're going to have Turkey, which is
Yep.
Gomer in the scriptures. You're going to have the Egyptians. You're going to have the Libyans. The Libyans want they lick back, man. Okay. They want they lick back. They took out Muammar Gaddafi, man, and messed that country all up. The Iraqis, they want some blood,
Yep.
okay? And all these other nations, man, a lot of other nations, man, a lot of Hamitic nations. They all gonna. So it's not just gonna be the big dogs. It's gonna be a bunch of other ones joining in, man. And the sum of the parts is greater than the whole, or the whole rather the other way around. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts.
Right.
Okay. So go ahead, bro.
It says, thou art found and also caught because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh. Verse
Right.
25. The Lord Yahweh hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, power, Yahweh of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. And the Lord is, as we've seen, man, the Lord is opening his armory. And they said what they say in this article, they said low yield. This is just a low yield nuclear weapon. There's far worse bad boys that's going to be made known on the world stage, man. And it's about what we're seeing right now. They talking about low yield, but it's about to be ICBMs shot, uh, hypersonic shot at America, man. So it said it said the weapons of his indignation. So I get it wrong. I'm on the wrong. The weapons of his indignation, and like the brother always says, it's for the people of his indignation. The weapons of the Lord's indignation is for the people of his indignation. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, generally speaking,
Right.
which will make America most, like the brother just said, Mount Seir most desolate. It's not talking about literally Mount Seir. It's talking about it's metaphoric for America. What it say in Genesis 36:8? Thus dwell Esau and Mount Seir, or thus dwell. Yeah, Esau is Edom.
Right.
Yeah, thus dwell Esau and Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. It's talking about the Edomites, man. Esau, Edom, so-called white man. So this is 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Did you want to say something on that? I think the brother, that is not true. What time is it? Can you hear me, Ark? I think the brother cut out. So we got somebody on the comment board, Scoffer. Suge White. That is not true. What's not true? What's not true? Because America is about to be destroyed completely and utterly. That is true. We're speaking prophecies, from the scriptures, man. That what we're reading and what's happening around the world is only going to intensify, and it's going to happen very quickly. Shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
We got a scoffer. I don't know.
Hey, welcome, scoffer. Welcome, scoffer. I hope you're enjoying the lesson.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, let me let the scoffer. Hey, scoffer. I'd like to kindly let you know you're wasting your fucking time. Okay, so get lost, scoffer. Hey, and also I'd like to tell you, that scoffing is a very dangerous business. The Most High, the one the world calls God, he's gonna fucking destroy you. You might want to get lost and shut your fucking mouth. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, he said that is not true.
We'll find out, scoffer. Go ahead, Doc.
Can I get 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3 again? For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yeah, man. Because there's a number of ways this can go down, man. And I don't see Russia. Russia isn't really moving like that. Again, although they be devils, right now the Most High has a spirit on them where they kind of feel like they taking the high road. You got somebody who crooked, motherfuckers crooked, but then they kind of convince themselves that they ain't crooked, and they kind of get a little taste of being seen as a little bit of the good guy who's in the right, and they kind of like that. They're like, yeah, we're taking a high road. We're fighting we're fighting a note for a noble cause here. We're in the right. So he convinced himself, and they are, more honorable than their wicked brethren over here, but they've kind of gotten detached from the fact that they're devils as well, and I don't see them doing that. I see the Ukrainians doing it, man. The Ukrainians are they're known and established thugs. The Ukrainians are. So let's just say that the Ukrainians or the Russians, but let's just say the Ukrainians detonate a dirty bomb, a dirty nuclear bomb. What's going to happen, man? This world's going to get this world's arse is going to go. The pucker factor is going to be very, very high, man. Everybody's going to get scared, and they've been throwing around the START treaty that they're talking about reestablishing it, reinvigorating it, picking it back up, and all that, so that they can, avert a serious nuclear catastrophe. Well, what happens if you get a dirty nuclear bomb that's exploded? One or two of them. This world will be scared to the point of probably they're going to get scared to the point of saying, hey, look, we got to get this treaty, or if it isn't this treaty, then it's got to be some treaty. Hey, write an old one, revise an old one. I don't care, but we're going to have to do something. And they might quickly sign something saying that we're not going to fucking kill ourselves with nuclear weapons. And then everybody's going to go, yay. All right. back to partying, and then sudden destruction comes.
That's right.
Okay, that's hey, we looking for them to say peace and safety, peace and safety. Hey, they don't like to say peace and safety, those English words, because that's just a translation, right? They
Right.
they like to say, what is it? Stability and security, I think it
I
is.
like to say that.
Yeah, I think that's it. Stability and security. That's peace and safety.
Yep.
Right? Stability and security. They want to avoid the English words that's in the Bible. So they'll use synonyms.
Right.
Stability and security, stability and security, you know,
Yep.
and then sudden destruction. Read it again, Baba Shah.
First Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yeah. So what happens if Russia says, "Hey, look, we see what y'all doing over there. How about we send y'all a quick tactical nuke and let y'all know what's up?"
Right.
And then America hits them back real hard with a conventional response. And then
Right.
Russia's like, "Oh, you're gonna do that, are you? Well, here's about 2, 3, 4 more tactical nukes."
Right.
and then everybody gets scared. And like, "Oh hell, we slow that down."
Right.
Okay, quick,
Yes.
everybody to the negotiating table.
Right.
Everybody bring your your liquid nitrogen cooled pens. We're gonna sign something here, because we can't let this happen. They all come sit down. They all sign. They all shake hands, smile for the camera. Esau. And then everybody goes away and yay, peace and safety, stability and security, and then boom, sudden destruction.
And they shall not escape.
Yeah, and you're not gonna escape.
That's
You
right.
can't stop the prophecies, man. You can't stop the prophecies. Bro, get that in Romans the 9th chapter. Whoever resisted the will of the Most High. Baba Kushan.
Yeah, and if Sugi White, you not stopping the prophecies.
Yeah, hey. Welcome, scoffer. Hey, I told you though, man. Scoffing is dangerous business. All right. Hey, the scripture says that men are going to give account of every idle word. Okay, you really ought to consider that you are doing evil and that you're going to have to answer for the idle words that you're speaking. And that means you're speaking carelessly. You're not thinking about the ramifications of what you're saying, scoffer, but you ain't listening. So just keep on scoffing,
All
but you're
right.
going to eat those words. Okay. The best thing you can do is shut the fuck up. I'm telling you, but you ain't going to listen. So go ahead and scoff. It's all right. You ain't bothering us. Go ahead. I'll bring the scripture out.
What'd you say you wanted again?
Yeah, where it says that whoever resisted the will of the Most High.
Okay, yeah. This is Romans 9 and verse let's see. Whoever. Let me look it up. I don't see it in
Yeah, I think that was it, bro. Scroll back down. Scroll back down. Stop. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Romans 9 and verse 19. It says, let's jump up. It says Romans 9 and 18. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will?
Right, man. Hey, they gonna scare themselves. They're gonna fucking scare their own selves by what they're doing to bring about the destruction of their own kingdom. And they're gonna try and slow their roll. They're gonna sign some papers. Whatever they do. We don't know exactly what they're gonna do, but they're gonna say peace and safety.
Right.
Okay. But it isn't going to stop that destruction. Okay.
Nope.
Let's read that precept one more time, bro. The peace and safety precept, and then we'll wrap it up.
First Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
No, you can't change it. You cannot change it. Okay,
Right.
you cannot subvert the prophecies. All right.
Right.
As it says in Isaiah the 46th chapter and the 10th verse, that Yahweh Shem Shai declares the end from the beginning, saying he will do all his pleasure, all his counsel, and all his pleasure, and all his counsel shall stand.
That's right.
Okay, so hey man, they not going to stop themselves from pushing them buttons. You know, hell, the Most High might push the buttons for them. You always hearing about how these they're seeing all the chariots of the Most High around these nuclear power plants and around the silos where the missiles are at, and that they'll be deactivating the missiles, they'll be activating the missiles. You ain't stopping it, man.
Nope.
Nobody's ever resisted the will of the Most High.
That's right.
Okay, the Most High has the angels holding it back. That's the only reason it hasn't happened already.
Mm-hmm.
The angels are working on the hearts and the minds of these leaders. Okay, the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Shai. He turneth it whithersoever he will, as the course of the river. When the Most High want these world leaders to jump, they going to jump.
That's right.
Right? Got anything else, bro?
Nope. That's it.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Yahweh Azad, this lesson was edifying and encouraging. Before we do, we're going to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and respect to the brothers teaching, pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth. Adawam Radazah, this lesson was edifying and encouraging to you. Akim and Akwap that may be listening and or watching. Ayashmayak Wana Azanyam Lashama Shamai. Let him who has ears to hear. Wam Yasharala.
Mishala.
Baba Kusha Abad Baba Aitha.
Boksha Bababata.
Wakal Adawam.
Pardon.
Shalom Lahabakariam. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.